So what looks like a Hot Wheel and feels like a Hot Wheel but isn't a Hot Wheel? Don't go away. Hey everybody, and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am your host, Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. So what does feel like a Hot Wheel and looks like a Hot Wheel but isn't a Hot Wheel? The answer, of course, is a Mattel Hot Bird. What is a Hot Bird? Well, it's a Hot Wheel with wings. I don't know any other way to put it. It's Mattel's version of these little toy airplanes. They were made just like Hot Wheels. They're die-cast. They have the same kind of conceptual stylizations as Hot Wheels. They're put together the same way, and they're even painted in Spectraflame colors. So that's what a Hot Bird is. It's understandable if you didn't know. They were only out for like a year. I think it was 71. I remember them fondly. I enjoyed playing with them, and to this day I can remember the sound of the Hot Bird as it shot down the little cord that it would fly on. So I really enjoyed one. I've got some, and we're going to restore one today. So let's get right to it. Alright, so here we go. As I mentioned, we're working on the Mattel Hot Bird Ski Gull. Now down here is where the skis are supposed to be, but barring you finding one in like a blister pack, the odds are you're not going to have skis. It's covered with these ratty paper decals or stickers, which Mattel was notorious for providing. Overall, the thing's in good shape. The paint's got a lot of flea bites, but that's about it. But it can be so much better, so we are going to go ahead and restore it. In true Mattel fashion, this thing is held together by two rivets with their mushroomed over posts. And to remove those, we're going to use my shielded drilling technique. So here I'm just trying to find the Vix Bit that I think will do the best. And now we can go ahead and start drilling the tops of the rivets off. This Hot Bird is perfect for shielded drilling, as the mushroomed over posts are in these little wells, which helps center the shielded drilling, and it really works out great. Look at how perfect that is. It's dead centered, you know, a nice little dip inside the post. It's just perfect. But we've got those drilled apart, and so now we can just take the two pieces apart, top and bottom, and the canopy just kind of pops out. Looks like you can actually put it in with the thing together. So really a simple build, like any other Hot Wheels, die-cast. Pretty well too. A lot of detail lines in this thing. So that has me thinking about something that I may or may not do. But yeah, so it came apart pretty easily, and we just need to go ahead and get the paint off of it. It is both sad and unfortunate that the Ski Gull will not fit into the vat of the warm liquid goo, and so we're going to have to revert to the old-fashioned way, and I'm going to get out an old paintbrush and just kind of slather this thing in stripper, and we'll get this paint taken right off. You know, from a convenience standpoint, the vat is really the way to go. But I have to be honest and admit that I do miss brushing the stripper on and being able to get a first-hand, up-close and personal look at the paint just bubbling off. I always found that, what they say on the internet, oddly satisfying. Well, today it's not as satisfying, though, because damn if this paint won't let go of this airplane. I'm trying. It's not budging. So we may have to rethink this. Okay, so in hopes that maybe it was softer than I thought, I took it to the sink with a brush and stuff and used some warm soapy water and the brushes. And this paint is just not coming off of here. So it looks like we're going to have to switch and use caustic soda. So even to use caustic soda, I had to go get another vessel because I didn't have anything big enough for the Hotbird to go into. So I have a nice big heat-resistant vessel. I have my container of caustic soda. I've put the Hotbird into the vessel. And now comes the boiling water. So this will work without boiling water, but if you want the little sideshow that goes with it, the water needs to be boiling. And of course, I want the sideshow. And there we go. I love that. I feel like a mad scientist. Now, word of warning, this stuff is lava hot. Okay, it is amazing how hot this stuff gets. So really, 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 safety gear essential. Make sure your eyes are protected. Make sure you're using the right kind of vessel so it doesn't shatter. Do it in a safe place. Just be careful. This is a dangerous product, and it's not something to monkey with. Okay, so after leaving it to sit in the caustic soda, I'm just running some clear water down in there. You see all the paint coming out, so it must have done its job. But I'm going to get the caustic soda out of there, and we'll dump it out, get the plane out, rinse all that corrosive material away, get rid of it. And here you can see the plane in the sink. Look how good that looks. Big difference compared to the stripper. Okay, so here's what we have after the caustic soda. A little bit of light sanding, some steel wool. I think we're ready to go and make this thing look new. Now here's kind of what it looked like, or should have looked like. And I'm going to try and stick with this color, but the decals are in big question, and I'll talk to you about that at the end. All right, so it's over to the paint booth, and because this is getting a SpectraFlame paint job, we're not going to be putting any primer down. Now, I'm making a mistake here, and I'm doing too many new things at once. First, I'm painting something much bigger than I'm normally painting with this airbrush. So that in of itself is a bit of a challenge. But also I'm changing how I mix the paint. I wanted the paint to be lighter, and so that I could creep up on the color. So I did something that a lot of other guys are doing, and I mixed the SpectraFlame with the clear coat, and I'm laying it down. And the problem is I had never done it before, and so it's laying on differently than I'm used to. It's not as opaque, and so I'm having to learn the right distances and trigger pull and all of that stuff as I put the paint down. So I really shouldn't have stacked all these new things together. I should have split them up, but hey, you know, live and learn. I finally started to get the hang of putting the paint down on the airplane itself. Still not really comfortable with the thinned down SpectraFlame, but I'm still following my normal routine of a very light tack coat, then some medium coats, and then finally going to color. I stopped a little too early, in my opinion. I think it needed a little more saturation. But again, I'm working with a new way of painting, and it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it on a project like this. I should have tried it on something else. But I think it's a little too light. But I guess I would have rather, in the end, stopped short rather than screw the whole thing up. So after I was done with the paint, I put it on the lamp to cure. And that's where I found another problem, is after I got off the lamp to cure, I realized I had done my typical mistake of not drilling out the posts. And that's when I found out that the paint still felt a little bit tacky to me. So even my curing time seemed a little bit weird. I ended up leaving a little bit of a fingerprint in the tail section, but I used my little trick of putting it back on the lamp for about an hour, and that smoothed everything back out, and it looks beautiful again. All right, so anyhow, like I said, I figured out I didn't drill out the posts before painting. I hate when I do that. So I had to drill out the posts. Now the posts on this Ski Gull are so thin. I really was afraid of these things. Shielded drilling was actually my saving grace, as it left a beautiful, perfectly centered little cup in the post. So I was able to put my drill in and drill very slowly, and I got the post drilled out. And now I'm using my Brightvision tap handle, and I'm just tapping out the post so they'll take a screw and I can put this thing back together when I'm done. Okay, so there you have it. And with principal work on the body done, I can turn my attention to the kind of gummy, scuzzy looking canopy. Now this is kind of a weird plastic. It's a soft, transparent plastic. It's not like the windows you find in the Hot Wheels. This is a much softer plastic, and it's kind of dirty and sticky and gummy. And so out comes the flits and some Q-tips, and we're going to give this thing a good polishing inside and out. See if we can get some shine to it. After giving the canopy a good work over with the flits and the Q-tips, I'll take out a soft little piece of material, and I'll give this a good buffing and just to bring out any last shine. Then we'll take it to the sink, wash it with some warm soapy water, and get ready for, you know it, the gauzy. All right, the canopy is polished, washed, dried, and we are ready to go ahead and take it for a swim in the gauzy bath. Now, my fingers are crossed here because this is a different kind of plastic. Hopefully this will come out nice. Okay, so after a very gentle stir, pop a bubble, we can pick up the canopy and take it for a little dip. And now we'll head over to the paper towel and see if we can't wick away a bunch of this excess. Too much of it piled up in the corners, it's just going to get gummy and sticky and messy, and it's really not going to give you the look you want. So really getting as much of the excess off as you can is a good thing. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead and put it in my little onion saver, put the lid on it, and keep the woolly boogers away, and put that aside so we can get the other stuff done. Okay, so using some Tamiya flat black paint, I painted the seats, I painted the inside of the nose of the airplane and inside of the exhaust pipe, or not exhaust pipe, the hole in the back, the airplane butthole, if you will. So I painted all those, and the canopy is dry, and we can go ahead and start putting this back together. So the canopy just kind of clips on to the post in the top of the airplane, and then it just clamshells down, lining up the two posts, and then we'll run in our two little screws using our Allen wrench and button this sucker up. Okay, so I guess now is as good a time as any to talk about this. The paper stickers that came with this, I've replicated them, and I can print them out on sticker paper out of my laser printer. I can also make decals for this. So I'm really torn on what to do here. And so I've made the decision that I'm going to let you guys help me decide. So please leave a comment down below whether I should put the original style paper stickers on it, water slide decals, or nothing at all. I'm going to leave it bare until I see what everybody says, and I'm going to keep it that way, and I'll reveal the final product at that level in one of my live streams coming up in the near future. All right, now what I did for the skis here is I went ahead and modeled and 3D printed some out on my Ender 3 FDM printer. They offer that FDM offers a really nice bendy, springy, original feel to the skis, and I'm really super pleased with the way they came out. Short of that, finding skis is next to impossible. All right, I said I'm going to do a little bit of extra stuff, and here I am taking some Tamiya panel lining fluid, and I'm just going to touch it to all the little details and let it flow through the seams and bring those details out and make them really pop. There are many, many ways to accent your panel lines. The Tamiya is like an enamel panel lining fluid, and so it can be cleaned up with a little bit of enamel thinner. So the idea is you pick the fluid that you can clean up without damaging the underlying paint. So if you're using an enamel paint, you'll probably want to use an acrylic panel lining fluid or maybe oil paints. Thin the oil paints down and you can use that. So it's a matter of what the base paint material is, what kind of panel lining fluid you want. But the trick is it needs to be really, really thin so that it will just run right through the little seams that are molded into the project. So all you do is you go to a little corner, dab it, and let it run. Now you don't need to worry too much about mistakes or little dab marks because we're going to be able to just wipe those off at the end without too much trouble. And if we do have a problem, we can use a little compatible thinner to help wipe them off. Here you'll get a really good look at how the panel lining fluid will run right through the seams. It would dab the corner and just see it take off. That's capillary action helping pull it through that whole seam and give you a real great definition. And so we're just going to go around the entire airplane, both sides, top and bottom, and touch the panel lining fluid to all the panels. And it should add a lot of definition to this thing. All right, now I told you about the little dots and excess bits. Right now I'm just using a soft dry paper towel and just wiping away any of the excess. If I have a difficult spot, I can use a little thinner that won't hurt the base paint and use that to help wipe that off. But it's really going to give this Ski Gull a lot of super definition in all those casted in lines. I are intelligent. Cast lines, panel lines. You know what I'm trying to say. It's going to look good. I'm such an idiot. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up here. Short of the decals, this is what she looks like. And it's going to be up to you guys to tell me how do I want to finish this up. I think it came out great. All right, there you have it, my Hotbird Ski Gull. I hope you loved it as much as I enjoyed doing it. And boy, it sure does take me back, I gotta tell you. The big thing here is I just could not make up my mind. I have the art and everything was ready to go to put paper stickers on there. That was my original feeling. I thought I would go as somewhat original as possible, even though I did put a little extra mustard on the sandwich. But man, those things are just so ugly and I really don't like them. So I'm leaving it up to you guys. Our choices are, we can leave it as is. We can add water slide decals, cool water slide decals, original styled water slide decals, or original style paper decals. So tell me what you think. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave this open, and you can tell me in the comments. In my community tab, I'm going to put a poll that you'll be able to vote there, and I'm going to present the finished product with whatever you guys tell me to do. I'm going to present it in one of my soon upcoming live streams. As you know, the live streams are the first Sunday of every month at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific Central, Pacific Standard Time. All right. That's hard to say. I defy you to say that 3 times fast. All right. Anyhow, I really do hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, click the little bell. You'll be notified anytime I release a new video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down below. I really do read everything that comes across. It's the highlight of my day. All right. This is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you have a fantastic, amazing week. Don't let the upcoming holiday stress you out and take you down. Rise above it and have a fabulous time between now and your Christmas holiday. All right, until next time, this is Paul saying, be good.